Hi guys, welcome to Nerd Bites, and this is going to be my spoiler review for Star Wars The Force Awakens! Yes! Before we carry on, of course, it is a spoiler review, so if you have not seen the film yet, make sure you go and watch it before checking out my review, because I will be spoiling a few things. And also, make sure you check out my video of a big review, which I'm doing with a couple of friends. Later on in the week it should be out, so make sure you keep a lookout for that. So, Force Awakens has finally come to the cinemas. I went and saw it at the midnight show with a couple of friends of mine last night, and it was so awesome. It lived up to the hype. It was absolutely epic. It had brilliant fan service, characters were brilliant, storyline was great. Yes, there was a couple of weak points, but the positives outweighed the view by a massive margin. It was an epic, epic film. Star Wars The Force Awakens, I mean, I've never been more hyped and more anticipated for a film in my entire life. I had goosebumps when the title call was going up, which was a good title call because it just kind of sorted everything straight away. It started just going, Luke is missing, we've got to find him, let's get on with the film. And it just nipped everything in the bud, it got on with the narrative, and it was a really good title call that got that going. Characters were brilliant as well. Daisy Ridley as Rey, John Boyega as Finn, Kylo Ren by Adam Driver just was an epic villain. I mean, I've never had a character I've really hated so much, but completely understand why he's doing it. He had a lot of the layers, he had character development, and just his storyline as it unfolded through this film, and hopefully as it unfolds in the rest of the films, is just brilliant. Now, the main focus of this film is Rey, but it is also Finn as well. As time goes on, Rey obviously becomes the focal point, the main point. She is the main character of this story, but Finn is a very close second. You've also got Poe Dameron as well, played by Oscar Isaac. Epic character, really kind of, really sure of himself, X-Wing pilot, really cool character. And it was just, I really enjoyed the screen time they were on together. Having Han Solo and Chewbacca come back together, and just everything about them was perfect. The way they interacted with the new characters, and just their quippy one-liners, all the comedy that was sprinkled throughout this film was brilliant as well. A lot of it coming from Han, but some coming from Finn as well. Even little bits coming from Kylo Ren as well at some points. Not him being funny, but him getting really angry and going mental with his lightsaber, and then you just see stormtroopers kind of walk away. That was really cool as well. The only thing I would say is that maybe there was a bit too much comedy, but it really wasn't that much of a big deal, to be honest. It didn't stretch, it didn't take away from it really. I just think there could have been a couple of jokes it didn't really need. So the whole main plot of this story is they have to find Luke, and the missing piece to finding Luke is in the BB-8 droid, which obviously they tried to find, and then they find out later on that Rey obviously has seen what BB-8's found, so Kylo Ren captures her, and that carries on from there. The story that unfolds is just really good, and with Kylo Ren, we have been confirmed that he is Han and Leia's child. He is a Solo. They confirm it within near the end of the first act at the very latest, and it's Supreme Leader Snoke that tells him that. And you see Snoke, big kind of character, which you think that's a bit big, and then it's just a hologram. It's not Darth Plagueis, unless of course they decide to go with a different race, but it's not the race that we know of Darth Plagueis. It's a brand new character, and he was quite ominous. Only seen 2, maybe 3 scenes, I think, and that's a good way to do it, because we need to see that character right at the end of this trilogy. The fact that we've got a Solo as a Sith character was just such a good idea. It was a good nod to the expanded universe, and just kind of pulling a little bit from there and using that was just a really good idea. Also, the scenes with Han and Leia as well were just treated with such attention and love that you can see they loved each other so much, and there's been something missing when they haven't been together and everything, and it's kind of like, feel really bad, especially go, I want you to bring my son home, which is what she says to Han as they go off to fight. Which they go off to fight to take on this Star Killer base, which is like 5 times bigger than the Death Star. It's actually a planet, and it is capable of destroying the star systems, basically. Big ominous threat, but not really elaborated too much with that. But then again, I'm not really that fussed, to be honest. It just needed to be there for the X-Wing to fight, and I was fine with that because all the dog fights and everything were really quite fucking awesome, to be honest. Practical effects, so much of it, and it was awesome. All of it was working really well. Everything felt like it had the lived-in look that we all love from Star Wars. Everything about it was Star Wars. All the characters that we saw was just absolutely brilliant. There wasn't a character I sat back and went, that doesn't work. Everything worked. Even the CGI characters of Maz Kanata, and I think Snoke obviously is a digital character as well, they didn't feel out of place to me. They felt absolutely fine because they were part of the story but not 100% integral to it. They just had played a small part of the plot. It's Maz Kanata that has Luke's lightsaber. She found it. They kind of gloss over how she gets it, but she found it, and then it calls to Rey, and it's as you discover this as the story unfolds, Rey is force sensitive, which is awesome. As time goes on, she even manages to get out of being captured by mind tricking a stormtrooper. She's learning these powers as she's figuring them out for the first time, and it's just really cool as this is happening. And more as it's happening, I'm thinking, she's got to be a Skywalker. I mean, it's never confirmed in this film 100%, but I think she's got to be Luke's daughter. She must be. So destroying the Starkiller base, all the RN characters infiltrated from the inside to blow it up, and then we have all the X-Wing fighters against the TIE fighters destroying it from the outside. And it's here that probably one of the biggest spoilers of all time happens. And as it is happening, my heart was pounding the entire time. I was breathing heavily. My heart was just going like that because you knew it was going to happen. The second that it happened, you know it was unfolding. You're like, it's going to happen. Kylo Ren starts searching for Han and Chewie when they're setting the charges. Kylo Ren goes out onto this long bridge, obviously continuing to look for them. Han comes out, obviously fully knowing, aware that it's his son, and you think for a second he's just going to escape, but he doesn't. He then decides to go to the bridge and call out Kylo Ren's real name, which is Ben, which is awesome. It takes from the expanded universe, flips it a little bit. Instead of it being Ben Skywalker, it's Ben Solo, which is a really cool way to do things. And as soon as he shouts his name, turns around, and they both stand on the other side of the bridge to each other, and you're like, this is it. It's going to happen, and you are correct. Han Solo dies. I just cannot believe it. Seriously, I was in shock. I couldn't believe it was actually going to happen, and when it did happen, my heart almost missed a beat as it happened. He tries to reconcile it with his son, and you get a really good intimate moment, really good acting from the both of them, and then he just kills him with a lightsaber, drags it up inside his stomach, pulls it out, and lets him fall off the edge, which even hurt more, because as he's falling down, you're like, that's my childhood just going down the chute. It was awful, but God, if one thing that it does, it makes me hate Kylo Ren so goddamn much. As soon as he started attacking Finn and Rey, and the lightsaber battles were going on, I wanted him dead. I mean, after a while I was like, I can't have him dead, because we need that kind of bad guy throughout the entire trilogy. But God, every time he was hit with the lightsaber, I was like, fucking kill him, because he's just killed one of the best characters we've ever had come to screen. Yes, as you see in the trailers, Finn does take up a lightsaber. He does go against Kylo Ren, but Kylo Ren is just toying with him, basically. He slashes him, he knocks him out, and it's at that point that Rey takes up the lightsaber. It's buried in the sand. Kylo Ren's trying to grab it, and you think, well, why is he struggling? And then it comes apparent. It flies past him. Rey grabs it, ignites the lightsaber, and it is on. It was an epic lightsaber battle as her developing her powers and realising what she is as it happens. Then she kicks his ass, slashes him, knocks him over, and just as the Starkiller base is starting to erupt from the inside, it separates the land from the two of them, and then she runs off and saves Finn, and they get in the Millennium Falcon with Chewie, and off they go. We don't actually see Kylo Ren getting saved, but we hear that Snoke says to General Hux, which is played by Domhnall Gleeson, which was again done really, really well, to go and pick him up to continue his training or finish his training. So even though we don't see that, we don't need to see it, we know that he's still going to be alive, because there's no way they wouldn't. At the end, everybody comes back and everybody's in the huddle cheering and everything, and then it's at that point that Leia meets eyes with Rey, and she realises what has happened. She realises Han is dead, and they have a moment, they hug, and it's really quite sweet. And then when they figure out the map thing, R2 comes back to life, which is really cool as well. Seeing C-3PO also was cool. R2 comes back to life, puts up the map, and BB-8 slots inside it. You get the location of where Luke Skywalker is, and off Rey goes with the Millennium Falcon with Chewie, 3PO and R2 and BB-8 to go and find him. She goes to a planet, she goes all the way up these stairs, and then right to the top of the map, like the hill, there he is, hooded and cloaked, looking out at the sea, and then he turns around and takes his hood off, and she presents to him his old lightsaber, and that is how the film ends. Epic way to finish it, although I really wish I saw a little bit more of Luke. He didn't even have any lines, not a line, and it was kind of like I really wanted more, but I completely understand why they don't, because it's leaving out further more questions, more wanting more, and that's the main thing to take away from this. It's not one film, it's not one and done, it's a trilogy. So at the end of this, like, we want more, and the fact that we're waiting for that to happen, we're waiting to see her do a Jedi training, see more of Luke, see what happens to all these characters now, and it opens so many doors and so many questions, and I cannot wait to see more of it. Star Wars The Force Awakens for me was just everything I hoped it would be, and it was much more as well. I really thoroughly enjoyed this film. The hype was awesome, the shockers were awesome, the storylines were great. Yes, it is not a perfect film, no film is perfect, but it had a couple of flaws here and there, but it was nothing major. I mean, I would say 98% of the film was brilliant. There was about 2% of a couple of things going, but it is nitpicking more than anything. It's just nitpicking, but apart from that, this film was brilliant, and to me it's probably my second favourite Star Wars film underneath Empire Strikes Back. It was that good. It's a return to form, it's a return to this universe, it was a return to Star Wars as it should be. So obviously I'm going to give this a star rating, and it goes without saying it's definitely 100% getting 5 stars. So that's what I thought of Star Wars The Force Awakens. What did you think about it? Let me know down in the comments, or you can send me an email. You can also find me in the various social media, Facebook, Twitter, Instagram and moviepilot.com. Just type in Nerdbytes anywhere and I'm sure you'll find me. And don't forget to like, subscribe and share my videos. And keep a lookout for my big review with my friends coming later on this week. And of course, keep it nerdy.